Okay, back on. We're back to your problem. And here is a little talking point. Technology is all around us. Please read all the way through it so that you really understand it. It's all around us. Computing innovations have made our lives easier, more convenient, and more comfortable. So let's explore some familiar innovations and look at the impacts they had on society. We'll take the World Wide Web, for instance. Learning and data mining and targeted advertising are all computing innovations that have drastically changed how we live. So the World Wide Web was created for the rapid and easy exchange of information within the scientific community. Machine learning and data mining were intended to analyze large sets of data to predict outcomes. Is that what we use the World Wide Web for now? Not hardly. I mean, it still is used for that, but used for way more. Targeted advertising now is meant to place ads based on the consumer's profile and behavior. Let's look at TikTok for an example. There's an algorithm. That algorithm says if you said or you looked at something that was a particular interest group, they're going to send you more ads about that because that algorithm's finding that. So, very different intended outcome. In your Word document for problem 131, describe the intended and unintended consequences of these computing innovations on society. Decide if you think each innovation has had a positive or harmful effect on society and why you believe that. So there's some information you need to put down. Some computing innovations can have a harmful impact on society. When inventing a new technology or creating a computing innovation, responsible programmers try to consider all the ways their innovations can be used, as well as the potential benefits and harmful effects. Okay, that's somebody who really cares about what they're doing. Okay, unintended consequence, they give a definition. Not all unintended consequences are bad. There are advances in computing that have generated an increased creativity in other fields such as medicine, engineering, communications, and the arts. Not all of them are bad. Through most computing innovations, it's made to help people. So some are created for illegal or ethically wrong reasons. Take, for example, software that allows commercial access to copywritten media, downloads, and streaming. Algorithms that intentionally include bias. Devices that are always listening and recording what you say. Those are illegal or ethically wrong. Okay, so in your notebook, you will be using your computer science notebook for this problem. To keep your notes organized, use the step numbers throughout this section as a guide to separate your information. So please do that when you turn it in. So as a class, we're not making a list, you are. Your teacher will assign you a partner and a computing innovation to analyze. Now, you're going to choose an innovation and you're going to do it by yourself. So write your assigned computing innovation in your notebook. Research a few of them, have 10 of them, and then do a little research, 10 positive impacts, 10 unintended negative consequences, and then figure out which one you really have an interest in doing that, and then email me either in Canvas or in my khershey@Saks account. I'll put both of those in my agenda, and then I will approve it and say, that's yours, okay? To better analyze the positive and negative impacts of an innovation, you will use a process called the 5 whys. These are the 5 whys strategy. So you need to answer these. You can just copy and paste this into your Word document and then answer them. Why is social media sometimes harmful? So then you answer it. Why is spending too much time in a social media environment a problem? Why is losing track of time a problem? You would ask this about your innovation, okay? And then step 4, ask your partner to choose one of your positive impacts and one of your negative consequences for you to explore. So you're going to pick one positive part and one negative part of what you've researched. Write the positive impact your partner selected. You're not going to have a partner, but write the positive impact and the negative consequence, okay? Use the 5 whys process to analyze the positive impact that you chose, okay? Number your notebook page 1 to 5. All of this makes sense. Just go down through it. Repeat the 5 whys for the negative unintended consequence, okay? Then there's a reflection. What did you learn with the 5 whys process? Did anything discussed surprise you, okay? Now, you have seen how an unintended consequence can spiral out of control. Now you're going to learn about the imbalance of information across the world due to lack of access. So, the next section is called Compute Through the Ages. Again, you're going to look at this, read about her computer science, and then she's going to talk about the digital divide. The digital divide is saying not all things are equal. We don't all live in the same house. We don't all live in the same neighborhood. Most of us don't even all go to the same school other than ESACs, okay? But things are not equal. That's the way life is. So this digital divide, even if you take Fort Wayne, Indiana, there are some schools that have lots of technology and lots of access. There are other schools that don't. It says provide students a few minutes to self-reflect in their notebooks on the topic of access to computing innovations. Put that, journal about that. What do you think? Is it fair? What is the digital divide that you see? Okay. Read the following position statements related to access to computing innovations. Computing devices are available to everyone. In your opinion, you journal about that, you reflect about that. Is that true or false, and why? If you really want access to the internet, you will find a way. Is that true, and why? All of these, I want you to answer what you see in your world, okay? And it says document each statement and write a short sentence stating why you agree or disagree with the statement. Share your opinions with your classmates. Well, we're not going to do that, but you're going to share that information with me, okay? And then we're going to ask, did any opinions change? Maybe discuss it with a friend or with a family member, and did any of those opinions change when you talked about it? Okay, I'm going to stop this, and then I'm going to do one more video to finish it off.